The 993K operator information and walk-around video gives an overview of a daily pre-shift walk-around. Operators should view this video in its entirety and adhere to its guidelines. However, it is not a substitute for the Operation and Maintenance Manual, or O&MM. Please study the O&MM completely. The information in the O&MM and video is not all-inclusive. Caterpillar cannot anticipate every potential hazard. Remember, every decision you make affects your personal safety and the safety of others. When you are on the job, always be aware of any potential problems and hazards. The safe operation of any machine begins with a thorough walk-around inspection. You should perform this inspection with the machine parked and bucket set on level ground before you start your work shift. Please note safety signs placed in various locations around the machine. When conducting the daily walk-around, look for machine irregularities, damaged parts, or leaks. To keep your daily walk-around consistent, it is recommended you maintain a routine as you move around the machine, and remember to report anything that may cause unsafe operation or damage to the machine. Begin your walk-around of the 993K at the left rear wheel. Check the inside and outside of the tire and note rim condition. Look for any loose lug nuts and any cracked, bulging, cut, or worn tires. When possible, using every safety precaution, physically inspect the undercarriage of the machine. Look for any leaks, loose bolts, foreign material, abrasions, or dents, and check the general condition of the left side of the undercarriage. Next, on the left bumper, is the Safety Service Center. Located here are the stairway light switch, engine shutoff switch, lockable battery disconnect switch, jump start receptacle, a starter lockout, and a transmission lockout. Look for any loose switches, foreign material, or dents, and check the overall condition. As you move around the back of the machine, visually inspect all lights, lenses, and the optional rear vision camera for any damage. Check the radiator and fan grill for any debris. Visually inspect the rear undercarriage of the machine as you did previously. As you continue your walk-around to the right rear of the machine, make sure the handrails and steps are in safe condition. Next, check the right rear wheel and tire as you did on the left side. Located in front of the right rear wheel is the Standard Service Center or the optional Deluxe Service Center. Both service centers offer a ground-level, centralized location where you can drain, add, or refill fluids for some of the major systems and add grease to the articulation hitch bearing, axle oscillation bearing, and steering cylinder bearings. The optional Deluxe Service Center offers additional features which include VIM's messenger display and power switch, indicator lights for add level on major systems, and fluid drain and fill for the engine coolant, the hydraulic tank, the transmission, the steering and brake systems, and, if equipped, the ORS reservoir and auto-lube quick fill. As you evaluate the Standard Service Center or Deluxe Service Center, make sure the protective caps covering service points are securely fastened and check their overall condition. Next to the Service Center is the Transmission Oil Sight Gauge. Prior to starting the 993K, the oil level should be at the cold level full mark. Note, the sight gauge has different full marks for when the engine has just been started and when it is at normal operating temperature. The transmission fill tube is located behind the cab on the top platform through an access panel. When filling, make sure you leave enough room for expansion. Moving to the right articulation area, look for any debris or foreign objects. Check the condition of the hydraulic lines, the electrical harnesses, and the steering cylinder. Make sure the center pins are greased and that the bolts are not loose on the hitch pins, U-joint, and drive shaft. If service to this area is required, please note the articulation lock should always be engaged. In this same area, you will find the front frame hydraulic center for monitoring key front frame pressures. Also located here is the manual implement lowering valve. As you leave the articulation area, inspect the underside of the machine and remember to check the right front tire and rim as you did before. Next, visually inspect the back side of the bucket for damage. The hydraulic lift cylinders should be checked for any leaks around the seals and for any damage to the rods which might allow contaminants to enter the hydraulic system. Check the hydraulic hose connections and look for any weeping, cracked, bulging, or worn hoses. With the new maintenance-free sleeve-bearing linkage pins, operators should still visually inspect all oil linkage pins for leaks. As you walk around the front of the bucket, check the corner bits and cutting edges for wear. Visually inspect the cab and running lights for damage. Finish your inspection of the hydraulic and bucket area from the left side. When possible, safely inspect the left side front and center portion of the undercarriage. Once again, look for any leaks, loose bolts, foreign material, abrasions, or dents, and check the general condition of the undercarriage from this side. Also, check the inside and outside left front tire and rim condition. As with the right side, check the left side articulation area. It should be free of any foreign material. Check the condition of the hydraulic lines and steering cylinder. Below the cab on the left side of the machine, you will find the steering hydraulic oil sight gauge. Hydraulic oil level should be checked when the engine is off. The oil level should fall between the add and the full marks. If you need to add oil, the fill tube is behind an access panel on the top platform to the left of the cab. Make sure to leave enough room for expansion. The optional fast fill fuel connection is located below the steering oil sight gauge. Make sure the cap is securely fastened. Before you climb to the first platform, turn the battery disconnect to the on position and make sure the handrails and steps are in safe condition. When climbing on this or any machine, always maintain 3 points of contact. As you move up the stairway, open the engine compartment door and check the engine oil level. The dipstick has fill level marks. If additional oil is needed, the fill tube is conveniently located here. When you are finished with the oil check, inspect the engine compartment for any leaks, debris, or loose brackets, and make sure the engine compartment light is in working order. The air filter indicator is located in this area and should not be in the red zone. Closing the engine compartment door, you will notice the coolant sight gauge to the left. The coolant sight gauge should show full before you begin operation of the machine. If you need to add coolant, the fill is located on top of the engine compartment. In this same area, you will find the implement hydraulic oil sight gauge. Check the fill level while the engine is off. The oil level should fall between the add and full marks. If you need to add oil, the fill tube is located through an access panel in the engine compartment. Make sure to leave enough room for expansion. Now that you have completed your exterior machine inspections, make sure that the windows and mirrors are clean. Upon entering the cab, make sure your seatbelt is in safe condition and fasten it. Adjust the implement control pod, stick controller, armrests, and the CAT comfort seat. If your machine is equipped with the optional rear vision camera, turn it on and adjust it for maximum visibility. It is important to establish a good service routine to ensure operator safety and prolong the life of the machine. Remember to refer often to the Operation and Maintenance Manual, as it has vital information including a recommended maintenance schedule. The new 993K wheel loader. Productive machines that perform when and how you need them, because they're designed with you in mind.